Hello, welcome to the Carousel of Conversations. You're in for a real treat. Join us as we take a spin through the past, present, and future of all things Disney. Here, where there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a podcast away. Let the podcast begin.
It's going to be an interesting one, guys. This is going to be interesting.
Should we use RJ's old line? He hasn't said it in a long time.
I'm
really
very excited about
I'm
today's
so
episode.
I'm not sure how excited we are for this one.
We were so not excited for this one that we were supposed to record this one last week before Labor Day weekend, and we just part of it was we couldn't get our timing right. Like all of us had something going on a different night, and the whole week was like crazy, and so we just couldn't get our timing right. And then we're like, you know what? It's a holiday weekend. Let's just take the weekend off. We've had 50.
We're not ready to talk about this.
We've had a year-long podcast so far, and we've only missed 2 episodes until this would be the 3rd. So in over a year, we've only missed 2 weeks of episodes. I feel like we're doing pretty good.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And so, and then our topic of conversation was kind of like, we were dreading it a little bit, a lot of it. And there was another thing.
We're splitting up the episode, so that's another point on how much we're excited for this episode.
We were like, let's not talk about this for the whole hour.
We can talk a lot, but that's a lot of talking.
And then I Jesselyn did help me, but last week we redid my office a little bit because somebody in the neighborhood gave away a free couch, and so I was very excited about
Free
that.
couch.
And so we rearranged my office to make it work.
It's a mostly Disney background. There is one non-Disney item back there. Did you happen to notice it, Noah?
Yes, I do.
The sorting hat.
Sorting hat.
I have a Harry Potter sorting hat that I got for my birthday. I just had to put it in the background. I know
it's like the coolest thing ever.
I noticed it so quickly. I'm so proud of myself.
I wore my Maleficent ears tonight because and I didn't bring it with me. Bath & Body Works just released their villains line, and they have Maleficent and the Evil Queen, and I got a Maleficent keychain. It glows in the dark that holds a hand sanitizer and soaps, and I'm just so happy. It's spooky season.
Only problem is that my OCD is going off a little bit because your ears just have like a hole in the middle of them. Like there's a gap between the two ears now. No, on the wall under your puzzle.
Oh, I know.
There's a gap, and that is bothering me.
Is that better?
Oh no! Oh, this is so no.
I like to put my head down. Okay, so I had
tilting
some
now. It's
really
tilting.
cool ears here.
Oh no!
But my lovely niece is on her way to Disney World. By the time this episode releases, she will be on her way to Disney World. And she was like, Auntie, can I please borrow your Guardians ears? And I said yes. And then I was like, don't wear them on the ride. But so I've been trying to find a pair of ears to fill that space for my podcast.
Hover your head. I hover my head wherever there's junk behind me. So if you notice in my episodes, I'm slightly differently orientated because there's just junk back here.
I have something else to admit, that we were like this close to going with them to Disney World.
Yes.
We were like this close. If it weren't for the fact that we booked it too last minute and that the hotel prices were ridiculously expensive for last minute hotel bookings, we would have definitely gone to Disney World. But it was going to be like $750 for 3 nights at a hotel, and that's just a little bit too extreme for me anyway. So we need somebody to get like a vacation rental out there that we know that we could just go to the vacation rental whenever we want to, and then but no, we are hoping to have book our next Disney trip soon in January, where we go with Noah and Jesselyn. So
it's going to be the podcast
with all of us
adventure
together.
of the century.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the coolest thing ever.
So we have a couple cool things that we want to try this week with the episode. That may be something that we make permanent. We'll see how it goes. And then one new, very exciting announcement that we want to try as well. As a
Be so
podcast,
fun.
we've done really well the past year with the audio podcast episodes, and our YouTube is doing pretty well as well. But we'd like to try something a little bit different where we do a live stream episode on the first. What are we going to do? Saturday of
For
the
Saturday or
month
Thursday
of
or something, yeah.
October.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll announce the date as it gets closer, but we'd like to do a live stream episode where we literally live stream us discussing this, but then that gives you the opportunity to chat with us through the live streams, so that we can do that. So we'll most likely stream on YouTube and maybe Twitch, Facebook. We'll see. We'll get all those details together as we get closer, and we'll let you know where we're going to be streaming. But we definitely want to give that a shot and see how the live streaming goes.
And it's so exciting because it's just a podcast with us uncut where there's no edits. So it's even more funny because who knows what's going to happen.
Well,
Well,
to
and
be
it gives us-
fair, it will be really awkward if people don't join.
We'll just be sitting
if we're
there.
gonna do this, we're gonna promote it. You all gotta watch it, or listen. Is it a watch only thing?
No, you can interact with it like through chat.
can talk
so
to
you can
us.
chat with us as we're discussing things. So it will plan to be like a regular episode where we're discussing a specific topic, but during that episode, people have the opportunity to comment and interact or ask additional questions to kind of interact with us a little bit more, and then we'll answer what we can and all of that as well. So it'll be a little bit more involved in our part and making sure we know the topic. But it'll be pretty exciting to be able to interact with everybody and just have chats with people that regularly listen, because we have a lot of regular listeners and we really appreciate everybody.
I do have to say, a lot of the people that do regular listens just shoot me a text when they have questions, but it'll be more fun if it's in chat system online.
Yeah. And so we want to give it a shot. So the first either Thursday or Saturday in October, we'll decide which very soon and let you know. We want to do a live stream episode where we chat with you, and we'll have a podcast topic that we talk about, and whatever we discuss, we'll post it like a regular YouTube video and all of that as well. So that's going to be very exciting. We'll work out all the details and get back with you. We just wanted to kind of announce it, let you know that it's coming, so you can make sure you have that free so that we can interact with you, our listeners.
Yes.
We definitely want to do that.
It's so exciting.
Join us.
Please, we're lonely.
And then the next thing we wanted to talk about was we miss so much Disney news because we typically stick to a specific topic, but we miss a lot of that news or recent announcements. And there's been so many good things that have come out of either D23 or just regular Disney announcements. And so we thought instead of neglecting that all the time, we'd like to do a small segment at maybe the beginning of every episode where we talk about the most recent Disney news, and discuss some things that are going on that we thought would be interesting or exciting. Or we can't obviously cover everything and a topic, so we're just going to do quick blurbs of specific things and maybe discuss a little bit. And then after all of that, we're going to do our topic for tonight, which is our movie review of the movie Thunderbolts. Jocelyn.
Yay!
I am confused. I thought we were doing the movie review first.
Oh no, we're gonna. Well, it doesn't.
I don't.
It
I
doesn't
just
matter.
don't remember.
It
I
doesn't
just don't remember. We talked about this, but I don't remember what the verdict was.
As you can tell, we're very excited about today's episode.
I just think
Live
if we
streaming's gonna be
want
so
people
fun, guys.
to stay to the end of the episode, we need to start with the Thunderbolts review.
Let's do the news first, and then we'll do our movie review. So Noah's put together some news that we can discuss
documents.
together,
It
and
took me
then
half
we
an
will.
hour to do these bullet points in our notes, our show
Oh
notes,
my
Jesslyn. Jesslyn, I hope
can
you
tell
know I
he
made
does the
show
notes
notes
for-
5 minutes before we started here. Okay.
I did.
All right, Noah, give us your first piece of news.
All right. So the first piece of news is one of the most least exciting That's a new word, guys. Most least exciting. The castle is being refreshed with new paint, guys. Woo! It's currently in its iridescent colors right now. It's like pink and really vibrant blue. They're turning it back to like creams and whites and blue and gold to be more like the original Cinderella film. That's probably because the UV paint is a little better for whites instead of pinks, so they won't have to paint the castle so often. But they're doing that. RJ, you want to say the second piece of news? It's kind of related to our whole podcast.
Yeah, yes, and I actually need to make a confession. So I did use ChatGPT to help with some of my trivia questions from last week's episode, because it's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
It's a great big beautiful tomorrow. How long do I have to go with the song?
that was good.
The entire episode, honestly.
So anyway, last time we had an episode was the trivia episode, and one of the questions I asked was, where's the only place that you can hear Walt's voice in the parks, in Walt Disney World? And it was the Carousel of Progress, but they've switched the voice narrator, so it's no longer Walt's voice that you can hear on the ride itself. So that changed apparently in I don't know, it was a long time ago. And so that question was incorrect, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the episode overall.
I don't believe that.
Just listen to because it was my question.
What would have it been? Which ride did have Walt's voice on it originally? Or would we just change it?
Like that? Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
I think I just I worded it properly, and then I argued with ChatGPT about it afterwards. And so anyway, but it was like we had foreknowledge of this news that came out.
We did.
Which was that Carousel of Progress is being refurbished with a Walt Disney animatronic and new updates to the ride, probably.
Which is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Having Walt there. Oh, that's so cool.
It's going to be like the whole thing in Disneyland where he
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
I feel
really
like
cool,
they've had probably good success with it, and they thought, let's update Carousel of Progress too to have some new
I think they're
things.
going to be updating the rest of the ride along with it. They kind of made mention to that Destination D23, and they have also been hinting at that because the official Disney Parks account and Imagineering account have all been posting reels and stuff about the Carousel of Progress before D23 happened. It's like getting a close-up look at some of the animatronics and the stage equipment and stuff. So I think they're going to be kind of rehauling it a little bit, especially the future scene.
Can I just say I love how much Disney has been doing on their social media accounts too?
It's so funny.
All the announcements and fun stuff that they're doing are just fantastic right now.
They're so much better at social media than what we are.
They also pay people to do it, so
That's true. No, Noah and I do not strive with social media.
No, we don't.
It's not our strong suit.
It's not mine either. I barely post on my own social media.
I want to say this next announcement because it'll be really funny.
Yes.
All right. This has to do with a certain area in Animal Kingdom. Some people say you go there to Everybody Walk the Dinosaur.
Is this a song? I don't know this song.
You don't know this song? Everybody Walk the Dinosaur?
I don't know that song.
I'm like 10 years.
Sing it.
I'm like 10 years younger than you, and
Okay.
and I know this song.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of songs that I know that you
It
don't
is
know.
from Ice Age, okay? Have you not seen Ice Age?
Not like since
Oh
I was
my
in elementary school.
It even gets played in this area. Anyway.
I don't know. I only go over there to ride dinosaur.
Anyway, Dinosaur and restaurant stores will stay open until February 2026. I didn't add this in the notes, I just remembered it. But Harambe Marketplace is going to be the new hot dog and cheeseburger and chicken nugget stand since restaurant stores is closing. So that's where all you picky eaters can go to eat
Noah,
in the
that's
park.
you.
I am not picky. I eat Sertuli
Actually,
Canteen 4
that's
times a day.
Ethan and Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. They'll go to Harambe Marketplace.
Yeah,
I will
for
be
sure.
sitting in Sertuli Canteen.
So I believe this was originally supposed to be done the end of this summer. So they pushed that
Oh,
back
yeah?
a good bit.
So we'll be able to
Yes,
ride
they
it
did.
one last time, guys.
Yay!
Yeah,
We're
one
gonna do
last
it.
time on Dinosaur. We have so many good
One
stories.
There's
last
so many good memories of
time.
Dinosaur.
One
Oh.
last
Okay, I
time.
don't know that song, but you
Oh,
you don't
see,
even
I
know
know
the
that one.
you don't even know the dinosaur song. So how
Yeah,
how
That one's from Hamilton, and that's all that
Okay.
matters.
but this one has to do with dinosaurs, and I feel like that's a little more important than some
George
guy.
Washington's coming home.
I think history could have told us that
Say
that
goodbye.
without a song.
George Washington's coming home. Okay.
But it's gonna be closing February 2nd, I believe. So it's like the beginning part of our trip. We need to ride it because in the
Mhm.
middle of our trip, it's closing down.
Wow.
goodness.
We're going-
and
we
we're
should-
not gonna have
Man, do we have to start our trip with Animal Kingdom? Ugh.
maybe.
Blech.
I love Animal Kingdom so much.
I think that's what we did
Oh.
last time. I think our first day was at Animal
We
Kingdom.
might have. We might have, yeah.
Maybe.
I'll
I
be
feel like I
happy.
remember that. Yeah.
I'll be very
Like our
happy.
first park day was Animal
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah. And then Noah has the last piece of news.
I do. Oh, okay.
Oh, is this news that I know?
the summer thing?
Oh, no.
No. I'm not sure what news you did know. Anyway,
Well, now I know. I'm
Um,
not sure I'm allowed to say it.
I don't know. what you're
RJ's
saying.
looking at
Anyway,
me like he's going to kill me.
I have no idea what you're saying, so
I
just
have
go
no
ahead and
idea what
say
she's
it.
saying. Yeah, you go ahead and say it. Let's just see.
Bippity boppity boo.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh,
say
we
that.
did.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't have that in the notes.
Oh, am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you
go
haven't
for
said
it.
one
Okay,
yet.
so they have announced that in October they are going to release new packages for the Bippity Boppity Boutique with more variety, possibly some price changes, but more packages.
Probably
And
more
the
expensive.
best part of all is that the fairy godmother is going to be at the Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Yes. So it's not only
Amazing.
going to be like a whole makeover type thing,
Bippity
but
Boppity Boo.
We didn't even force you to do that one.
Well, I'm just holding to the agreement.
but it's gonna be cooler, I think, to have the fairy godmother in there because it
think
makes
that's
it
really
more of an
cool.
experience. It makes it a character meet and greet opportunity, which people pay a lot
Kind
of
of a
money
rare
for.
one,
And fairy
too.
godmother is not very
Yeah.
She
popular.
is. She was out for the Halloween party last year, but we
Mhm.
didn't meet her. So
Have
she's
you
like
guys
very
have
rarely
you seen
comes
the
out.
one in like the foreign parks, the fairy godmother? It's kind of scary.
Yeah, with
'Cause
the
they use a-
mask.
Yeah, they use a
Yes.
masked character.
Yes, yes.
It's
It's
really
creepy. RJ, you gotta
terrifying.
look it
It's
up.
it's really bad.
We should make a post about it.
Who looks most like the foreign fairy godmother?
Oh, that's not what I was gonna say.
What just happened?
Hi, Noah.
Hi, what happened?
I don't know where RJ's at.
I don't know what happened either.
I think
just
we're
said,
still recording.
I think we. I just said who looks most like the the foreign fairy godmother, and then everyone just stopped moving.
Oh no. But I'm still recording.
I'm still recording. I'm not.
Okay. I don't know what happened to RJ.
Oh, there's
Here
RJ.
he is.
Here he is.
He's
We're
back.
still
I'm back.
recording. Guys,
We're
we're
still
still
recording.
Hey!
Apparently, our connection that we used to the system that we use, the server went completely down for like half a second and then reconnected. And so I apologize if there was a gap. I'll try to edit it as best as I
Oh,
possibly
no.
can to
Do
make
you
up for
guys
that.
have 5 images on your screen? Because
No, I only have 3. I had to close it out and come back though. So
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't close it out. Should I close it out?
Yeah, maybe.
You mean
Bye,
like
Jessa.
leave?
Yeah, like leave and come back. Like just close the window itself from
Okay.
your
Are
browser.
you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So
There's probably a
long.
few-
Farewell.
I'll be through saying goodbye. Bye. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Bye. She's gone. Let's talk smack about her.
No, that's crazy. That's
That
never
was
happened
interesting.
to us before.
I think there's like a minute of
Okay, I'm
you're
back.
back. I think there's like a minute of recording of where I'm just sitting there by myself going,
What? It wasn't our internet though, because our internet was good.
No, yeah, there was just a thing that popped up on my browser that said make sure your internet security is stable, and I'm like, how do I make sure of that?
I'm recording a podcast. I don't think there's much vital information going on here.
Well, RJ's gonna have a fun time editing that one.
It's gonna be so fun. Welcome back, guys.
What were we talking about? Oh, the foreign mask.
Foreign
Oh,
Vega.
no, it lost my ears.
Turn your camera off.
We're gonna get canceled.
just like this, awkward transition. No.
Should we start with Thunderbolts now?
All right, let's
I
talk
can
about
play
our
some
last piece of
Legos.
news, and that is Cool Kids Summer is returning
Cool Kids
next summer. So I think it went over really well for Disney, and I really like all the things that they did, and they're going to bring it back next summer, and I am very excited about that. I think they should make it Cool Kids Year and just do Cool Kids all the time.
Yeah,
because
super
the stuff
cool.
that they do
It is really cool.
just fantastic.
Not even the discounts that they give. It's just like they give you a baggie of goodies and all this the neat offerings they offer.
Yes.
Yeah. Enough.
I love it.
So, yeah, that's our little bit of news. Now we're going to go into our Thunderbolts review. So this is a spoiler warning for anybody who has not seen Thunderbolts, that we are now going to go and talk about Thunderbolts and talk about things about the movie. So if you haven't seen it, stop, go watch it, and come back and listen to our review of it. Here's what I will say. Our first impressions, we can say this and it will be spoiler free. Then everything after that is going to be spoiler. Spoiler.
First
So,
impressions is what we were thinking before we went in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's before we stepped into the movie theaters or played our game.
So I liked all these characters from the movies prior to this movie. And so, like, I was kind of excited because even though they were side characters, like, Bucky is not a side character, but I feel like, in my opinion, Bucky is a main character at this point. But I feel like the rest of them were all kind of side characters that were unimportant side characters that they were trying to make important. But I will say this does follow a comic book series. And so, like, I went into this with semi-high hopes, but I also wasn't going to pay to watch this movie in theaters because I wasn't that excited about it. In fact, I was so okay with waiting until it came on Disney Plus that I didn't care if it was in theaters. It should have just been a direct to Disney Plus, in my opinion. So we waited until it came on Disney Plus, and we watched it. And I won't say any more because we're gonna go into our review of it, but that's where I'm at with it. Noah, what was yours? Oh, sorry.
Before I walked in, like, this is just basically our like poster. Like, you looked at the poster and watched the trailer, and that's basically where you are right now. I don't know. I wasn't too excited for it. I was honestly okay even waiting a day or two after it came out on Disney Plus. Like, it was just like a movie I don't think I would have watched unless we did a podcast for it, you know? But I'm kind of glad I did.
You don't like Marvel.
No, I'm not huge into Marvel. After Infinity War and stuff, I'm just kind of like, it's the same story over and over again. It's a MacGuffin, you know? But yeah, that's how I feel.
All right, Jesslyn?
So I, on the other hand, am a huge Marvel fan. I love Marvel. I think they're great. And so I have been eagerly excited and waiting for this new, era of Avengers coming up after Infinity War and an Endgame. So I went in really excited. We didn't watch it in theaters. If I probably, prior to watching the movie, it would probably been a movie that I would want to see in theaters just because of Marvel stuff. But we did watch it the day it came out, and I was excited. I was excited building up to it because I love the Avengers, but also, like, I naturally like a villain story, like, I just think that viewpoint is interesting. And so I was like, oh, I'm really curious what they're going to do here. Now, RJ said that he liked these side characters in other movies, but to be fair, I don't remember them. I remember Bucky and Yelena and Alexei. But
Yeah, that's the same ones I remembered.
the other ones, I'm like, oh, I don't
So
think
Taskmaster was from the same movie.
He had to like spark my memory. Yeah.
So Taskmaster was from the what do you call it? Black Widow movie. She was the villain in the Black Widow movie.
I remember that after you told me that. It was just like, it's like in my head, like Bucky. I love Bucky, you know, and Yelena because she's Black Widow's sister. And then we'll talk about this later, but I think Alexi's hilarious. And so like those were characters that, you know, were just really on my brain, and I really had to dig to remember who these other people were.
Okay, so from here on out, spoiler warning. Let's talk about the characters now. Okay, so for reference, the girl that could like teleport, go invisible, all that stuff, she was the main villain in the Ant-Man and Wasp movie, Ghost. So she was the villain in that movie. The U.S. agent, he was the one Captain America wannabe guy. He was the guy. I think he was in Hawkeye, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
He was in Hawkeye. He wasn't.
He was a bad Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. And there was an incident or something. Anyway, so he was not a memorable character either. Sentry was a new character that was developed in this movie, obviously. And then, but like the rest of them were mostly from Black Widow, which is kind of surprising and funny, because it's like one of Marvel's like meh movies, Black Widow, that they decided to take all these side characters from and try to make it. So yeah, I just think so. Those are the characters. Did you feel like the characters were okay and it worked with the characters themselves, or did you feel like the characters were kind of like, it's not that great? Like, did their team dynamic work? Was it a good, from the character's perspective, storyline? What do you guys think?
I think naturally Yelena and Alexei are a good team together because of their history.
Right.
When Bucky came in, I was pleased, but he really wasn't that involved as what I thought he was going to be.
The way they made it seem promoting it. Like he was
you really thought he was gonna, but he really wasn't. I did like Bob. I thought he was like Bob, not the whatever, you know, but Bob. I thought he was a great dynamic to the team. And even like in the post-credit scenes, you know, he's very much, I love that. The Captain American guy, what's his name, RJ?
U.S. agent.
The U.S. agent, and then the other, what's her name?
Ghost.
Or
yeah, I don't remember what her. I think it was just a ghost is what I remember.
Yeah, her name's just Ghost.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Okay.
She can go into a quantum state.
Yeah. So those two were the weird aspects to me. The other ones I was fine with. The other two, and it could have just been that I just didn't know them. But at the same time, sometimes we go into these Marvel movies and we don't know characters and we still love them, you know? So I went in not really being super familiar with them and still kind of like not feeling attached to them either. Like I had no character attachment to them.
Yeah.
I feel like they made Yelena the main character in this movie. It was Yelena and Bob or Sentry, and then the rest of them were all kind of side characters. Red Guardian, a little bit of a main character. Bucky comes in and kind of brings the team together, but Yelena was the main focus character.
She definitely was. I agree with that.
Yeah, and so I felt like
for that to have a female Black Widow was the best Avenger female, you know, lead.
I think so.
And then they bring in Miss Marvel, and she's just like,
yeah, you know, she doesn't live up to the Black Widow standard.
Yelena is another one, kind of like Black Widow. That's kind of like, you know, that's a good female. You know,
she brings a presence like Miss Marvel. She doesn't feel like she has like a strong character behind her. She kind of feels weak and like
Mhm.
anxiety driven almost in a way.
Yeah.
But I feel like Yelena has that more confidence that Black Widow had, and of course they want to represent that since they were sisters. But
Right.
Kind of
like,
almost
I
like
feel-
I'm bored with this.
yeah,
But even like her at the end when they're having the big press conference at the very end,
Yeah.
and she whispers to I can only think of her character from Seinfeld, so not the character that's in the movie. She's Elaine in Seinfeld, but whatever her name is in the movie.
Yeah, the
that,
director
like,
lady, right?
built them. Yeah.
Director Fontaine.
Okay.
Allegra de Fontaine. Valentina
Allegra,
de
that's a
Valentina.
medication.
Valentina, right? Anyways, so she was kind of like, she just like walked up to her like, we own you now, you know? And
Yeah.
that's just the confidence that you would want from a hero like that.
Yeah.
Or
It was almost
anti-hero.
like at
Yeah.
the start, like I'm so bored of this like work that I'm doing, hero stuff, and then it was kind of like I'm gonna take over this whole thing now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which they weren't really a cohesive unit until Bucky came in and kind of helped them come together. But then Yelena ended up taking back over. It was kind of like Bucky was needed to bring them together, but then
Yeah, kinda
Yelena was
mentor
needed
them.
to lead them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Bucky has never been meant to be a main character. He's
But
just
I
not a
feel
main
like he
character guy.
is. I feel like he
I
is
mean,
a main
I would
character at
love
this point.
for him to be, but
Mhm.
like, yeah, because of his history. But if you just think about him, he's never been the main character.
No, he doesn't bring
Yeah.
like main character vibes, you know. Like a main
No, he
character has
doesn't.
like they have like a dominance they portray, like how Elena does. Elena has that kind of
Yeah.
personality that Ghost or Taskmaster or U.S. Agent. They just don't have that, you know.
Yeah.
But it's the same with Bucky. He just doesn't have that confidence that a main character does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but okay, let's go ahead and move on to the story itself. The story, this is not talking about the villain or the end, just the story. Like, how do you feel like the story did it flow well? Do you feel like it had a good, like, we're not talking the ending, just like, do you feel like the main story went and flowed well? For me, I feel like they had a good story that they had built for it, and, I feel like until the end. So I don't want to go into the ending yet, but I feel like the flow of the story, like bringing the characters together, was pretty good. And how they did that. I think that the overall, I just feel like the story was really well done until the very ending. Like the last 30 minutes was just where it all fell apart. Do you guys feel the same?
I'm trying to
yeah.
rethink it through because I remember being bored at some parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very it's like it's a normal Marvel movie. That's really what it is. It's a copy and paste.
See,
where
I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that.
Let me show you what I mean. Okay.
No. Oh my.
So
goodness.
all Marvel movies, okay, 99% of them, besides like the Infinity War stuff, they start off everyone's happy. As the movie goes on, they discover a world threat that's going to kill everyone. Okay.
Pause.
And then out of nowhere,
pause. In game, they did not start happy. They all started depressed. They were in depression groups. Okay, so no, your argument is invalid.
I said
And
the
I don't feel
99%.
I don't feel like this movie
Okay.
they started off very happy because Yelena was upset about her job, like she wanted something more
true.
public.
I mean, who isn't happy
So
with their job?
and she wasn't happy with it. So no, I feel like all the characters were unhappy. I
Mhm.
feel like the Fontaine lady was the ultimate villain in the movie. So I feel like she was we should just bring villains into it as well. So like into
Just
this
talk it.
discussion of the story. Yeah.
Which is kind of funny to have talk about villains in this movie. They're all villains.
Yeah.
Except
in
for
a
Bucky.
sense, yeah.
I don't agree that Bucky is. Bucky had a bad moment. We all have bad days, but like
He had
he's
a bad
not
few
a
years
true
though.
villain.
But
Yeah,
he turned his life around. He turned his
but
life
he
around.
was manipulated. Like he couldn't
Mhm.
control that. Like I mean,
Okay, so bringing in story and pacing in with the villains as the topics. So like I feel like the bringing the characters together was funny. Like how they brought the characters
Yeah.
together
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
was the only thing I was mad about in that scene where they brought all the characters together and then they realized what was happening, how Miss DeFontaine was
yeah.
trying to manipulate them all into
In the
killing
vault.
each other
Mm-hmm.
in that vault. And so other than that, I feel like they killed off Taskmaster too quickly in that vault, because Taskmaster was like the ultimate villain that
Yeah.
could not be defeated by Black Widow, by Elena,
Uh-huh.
by Yelena, by Alexei. So like all these people who have fought her in the past, and she was kind of like the ultimate villain. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're gonna kill her off in like 5 minutes on screen. It was kind of like, why? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
did
Yeah.
you do that? She would have been such a good
Yeah, I thought that
addition
was weird too.
to
Yeah.
this
Yeah. It's out
storyline.
of place.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Because
then
like you have this
building
team
on
of bad guys, and then you just kill one of them. Like,
yeah.
what's the reasoning behind this?
And to kind of add to that a little bit, Valentina's little assistant that was like periodically, like obviously battling what
Is
to
this
do
okay? Is this
the
not
whole
okay?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like helping Bucky out, like all those things. It's like they built that storyline and then dropped it. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, like what, she just was helping Valentina now? Like they didn't finish that storyline.
Yeah.
I don't know. At
Mhm.
least I didn't feel like they did. Did you guys?
No, I feel like there were a lot of holes like that in the story
Yeah.
that
It was
just didn't
Swiss
make
cheese,
sense.
the movie.
Killing Taskmaster, the whole storyline with her and her internal turmoil between am I gonna help Bucky or am I gonna help Valentina? Like it just didn't make sense from that perspective. And then you really weren't quite certain if any of them were villains other than Valentina. Like the rest of them were like anti-heroes but not villains.
Yeah, I
don't
feel
know
like
how
they
else
needed to
explain
play
it.
that card more, where you saw them as villains, kind of, because in the past they've done bad things, but they haven't done anything nearly as bad as Bucky had. Like, let's be
Right.
honest, none of the bad guys had done anything nearly as bad
Yeah.
as Bucky did when he was being manipulated and stuff. So I feel like they could have played on the fact that they are bad people more. Like, they needed
Yeah.
to play that card more, instead of just being like, yeah, they're kind of bad. Like, they're not that bad.
Mhm.
You know, like,
Here's what
feel-
I think it comes down to, and I'll just say my like piece about this. They were trying to make a new Guardians that didn't work.
Mm,
Oh,
Like,
really?
Guardians were heroes, but they weren't heroes. They were
Mhm.
anti-heroes, right? So, and then like they had a level of humor that was in the movie. They had a level of fun that was in the movie. Like this is Guardians. They were trying to take offshoot, no-name characters that nobody really knew as being popular. They were trying to make them popular and make this into the new Guardians type series. It just didn't work.
I feel like the reason it didn't work is because the movie itself felt very last minute. Did it feel like that to you guys?
Yes.
It
And
didn't
it one
feel
time?
very structured. It didn't feel very. It felt like very last minute because all the
Yeah.
characters in it have been introduced in the past 5 years, 4 years maybe.
Yeah,
they
and like
hadn't
on
built at all.
Disney Plus series, not even
Mhm.
like full-blown series.
No, yeah, like in Infinity War, you've known Iron Man for how many years? You know, like
Yeah.
4 Iron Man movies almost, or 3 Iron Man
Yeah.
movies, and then they finally do all that stuff in Endgame. But these characters, I feel like I just have heard their name and I know nothing else about them. I don't know
But
the
kinda
character. I
like
don't know
building-
anything else.
Building off that a little bit with the characters, and I know I've said my piece about knowing Alexei and Elena and Bucky beforehand,
Mhm.
but even with building in a new character and you're really trying to build their story, like the who was supposed to be the Captain America but the US whatever, he was honestly just kind of annoying the whole time. You know what I mean?
I felt like that in Hawkeye. He just feels
like-
like an annoying character.
He's supposed to be a main character here, and I'm just like, you annoy me. Like, you're
Yeah.
supposed, and then maybe it's because I'm so loyal to Cap. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I'm like, you're supposed to represent him, and obviously he doesn't, and so maybe that was the point. But it really just wasn't played off well. I don't think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
I
with
agree with that.
Guardians, you knew that they were anti-heroes, right?
Yeah.
Like you knew that they were heroes, but they weren't really heroes. Like,
Mhm.
what are we gonna do today? A little bit of good, a little bit of bad, maybe a little bit of both. You know, like they would
Mhm.
always have those lines. They were thieves and they were in prison, and like you knew that they were bad. But
I think
then,
what worked for Guardians, though, and it goes back to my same argument, is they started from scratch with those characters.
yeah,
Mhm.
What
They're
I
able
feel
to
like
build a lot.
hurt, yeah, what I think hurt with the other ones is they had other storylines, and you tried
Yeah.
to build off that, and it just didn't. It
yeah,
didn't
from like
work.
Disney Plus series with U.S.
Yeah.
Agent, he was a Disney
Mhm.
Plus series character, not really an important character in the overall
No.
MCU universe. This is based off of a comic book series, which is the New Avengers and then the Dark Avengers. So like it is based on a full-blown comic book series. It's just not a very
I just have
popular one.
like something really strong to say, and I don't know when it's time to say it. And it has
Say
to
it.
do with the New Avengers
Oh,
title. I don't want to
say it.
go out of order.
Oh, is it with the Z?
No,
No.
it's just
Okay.
my
Okay.
opinion on it.
So let's talk about action and
strong one.
visuals, and let's tie in
Really?
with that as well, humor and tone. So visually, I think that it was a Marvel excellent movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
I
feel
mean,
like
Marvel always does
absolutely.
great on that, except for the CGI. The CGI in Marvel movies isn't great normally.
It didn't.
on
It
average.
didn't bother me in this movie.
Did it not?
The only thing that bothered me was when is it Synergy? Is that his name?
no
Bob-
Sentry.
what- Sentry.
Sentry, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Sentry.
When Sentry turns full black,
Mhm.
and I get that's his character.
Void.
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 Okay. See, this is how much I took away from the movie, guys. I really struggled with the fact that you couldn't even see his eyeballs. And it was like this glow where his eyeballs were supposed to be.
Mm.
And I felt like I was just squinting at the TV like, I can't see his face. And that really bothered me.
Mm.
Yeah. So I feel like the visuals themselves, everything about the visuals was pretty well done with Marvel excellence.
Yeah,
but
Marvel
I
always
do-
does good on their cinematography.
Yeah, I feel like there was never a moment where I thought, "Oh, I could tell that was really bad."
Mm-hmm.
As far as the humor is concerned, Alexei brought all the humor.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
love
Alexei's
he
awesome.
was
He's
the
so
humor.
I
funny.
love him. I even love him in Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
I think he is
Yeah.
so funny. He is
Yeah.
like the scene when they're like in Bob's dimension and they're like trying to get him to
Yeah.
calm down and they're like attacking everything that's throwing and Alexi's got this pillow and he's like, pillow. And he's like that made me laugh so hard. I
My
loved
favorite
it.
part is when they're riding in the limo and he's shouting, he's like, "Are these is this glass bulletproof?" He's like, yeah, it is. And a bullet immediately breaks through the glass. Like, maybe not.
I do like the scene when they're all like Yelena and the girl and the I cannot remember these people.
Ghost or
Ghost?
Taskmaster.
It's when Alexi's coming on the scene to join them and they're in the desert and Bucky's not
Yeah.
even with them yet. It's just
Okay.
the three.
Mhm.
And they're laying there and you see Alexei driving in and he's like, "Hey!" and
He's just a
Yelena's
funny
like,
guy.
"No!" Yes, he's so good. I
I
even
feel
think
like
his
I-
accent is great. And another scene that I really liked with him was when him and Bucky are in the moving truck and he's like telling Bucky all these plans that he has for this new team. And he's like, "Yeah, we're going to do that." And he was just so funny.
Well, I even like the moment where he comes in with the New Avengers with the Z tracksuit, and he's like, "You want
Yes.
one?" But I feel like he was the only humor brought to any portion of the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, and I feel like
Yelena's
they
funny
needed
every
a-
once in a while. Like she
But
can
not-
throw a quick joke, but
Yeah, but
she
I
can't
feel
carry a
like-
movie.
No, I feel like there was so much about mental health as the background overriding theme of this movie that the only sort of humorous or good moments were with Alexei, and the rest of it was kind of
Yeah.
like almost a little bit depressing in a sense.
Yeah, I can see
so
that.
yeah, I didn't. You walk away from most Marvel movies not just like wow from the cinematography, but you walk away from it feeling like you understood the characters and you looked up to them almost. But with this movie, it was kind of like I don't really care about any of them.
Yeah.
you know,
Back
like
to
you
like
don't-
how with Guardians, they were able to build these characters in like one movie, and you understood them. They were funny. All of them were funny. And
Yeah.
at the end, you kind of cared. Like, you're like, I want to see where these characters go. This one, I'm just kind of like, okay, this was just another Marvel movie that I can say I watched, and it's in the wind now. Like, I don't really care.
Yep. And I feel like these characters don't have a lot of Marvel connection, but they tried to make it feel like they brought a lot of Marvel connection. Now, this is where you talk about Jesslyn, the new Avengers.
Their only connection that they had was Bucky. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Yelena and Alexei, I would go more on that because of the Black Widow movie, but because that was a big portion of that movie. But I don't know. Okay, here's my opinion.
Here we go. Everyone sit down.
I love Avengers. I am so loyal to the Avengers that I was one of the many who just like was broken over the Endgame movie and the fact that a whole like era of our life is over and we're starting fresh. And this movie was just disappointment. It just was a disappointment. And even with it being like a villain type anti-hero storyline, it just did not live up to what it could have been. And it irks me. It drives me nuts that they're calling them the new Avengers, because I know there is a new Avengers team and it's supposed to be led by Spider-Man from what I hear. I don't know, like comic book Spider-Man is supposed to lead it. And you end Guardians and they're like Star-Lord will return on the third movie, and now they're going to play this up like this team is going to be our new Avengers. And RJ was trying to explain it to me like it's true to the comics, but they're actually going to change their name. They're not going to be the new Avengers, but it bothers me. It bothers me so much that they have the Avenger name, and I just don't feel like, and I'm getting way too passionate about a fictional story, but they do not live up to the Avengers. Like this is what MCU is going to make the new Avengers to be like. It's going to fail epically.
Well, I don't think that this is going to be the ultimate Avengers. They were trying to promote it like that to get people to go to theaters, but I don't think that it's going to end up being the new Avengers.
If this is what stays as the new Avengers, I'd be shocked, because it is just not a strong team for that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they keep it as the Avengers, it's going to die. Like this whole stuff, it's going to die.
I honestly think that they had their plans ruined with Kang as the first movie series when Jonathan Majors messed up. And so now they had to pivot, and they didn't quite know direction after Jonathan Majors. And instead of hiring a new actor to play Kang, which would have been an excellent storyline, now they're moving to the
Galactus.
Robert Downey Jr. and Galactus and Doom and Doctor Doom and all of that.
That's
coming
another There's
in.
too many bad guys.
Yeah, well, no, and Galactus is a huge villain.
Yeah.
And so is Kang. Like, they're on the level, if not greater level, than what even Thanos was when it comes to comic books and movies and stuff. Bella must have come in there.
Yes. She's
but
like, I love your ears. I love your ears. And then she ran into the door.
Love you, Bella.
But I feel like they don't necessarily have that yet. But I think that Doomsday and that series of movies are going to be the revitalization of Avengers. Or at least I hope it will. But I hear that there's a lot of issues with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope Doomsday will be a movie I'm going to want to go to the theaters to watch. Like, I really hope that they fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we go to our ratings now?
Yeah, I really don't have a lot more to. Okay, let's talk about the ending, and then we'll go to our final thoughts on it.
I know you had opinions on that.
Yes. So I feel like Sentry, they tried to make him into a Marvel's version of the Superman Superman. But then they
Okay.
realized in the comics how overpowered Superman really is. And
Yeah.
so then they tried to give him this internal turmoil where he's a villain and a hero all mixed into one character. They're like, oh, this guy is super powerful. Oh, this guy could beat Thor. Oh, this guy could be all of our main heroes. Okay, well, let's make him have some depression. And in that depression, he turns into this villain of the Void where he makes everything go black. And like the first initial scene where he started making everybody go into like the darkness with him was phenomenal, graphics wise, everything like that. But then you get into the actual like, oh, the Void with him. It was like, this is lackluster and this stinks. Like, I don't really care about this anymore. Because like Sentry, super awesome. Void was super awesome. The way they handled it, super dumb.
It is kind of a cool aspect to think of where it is a good guy and a bad guy mixed into one, you know?
Yeah.
I think it was just portrayed poorly, where the bad guy part of him was kind of the villain of the story, I guess. I know the director lady was also kind of the villain, but like, I feel like it needs to be like every once in a while he's bad instead of it being the entire focus of a movie or a plot point of a movie. It just needs to be like a little side tone. You know what I mean?
I think he was. Yeah, I think Miss Fontaine was the Valentina was the ultimate villain in the story. I think Void just had a lot of internal turmoil and needs to go to therapy. But
needs some meds.
Yeah, I think his villain could have been done better. Like the 5 minutes where he's making everybody turn into darkness and go into the Void with him was like the coolest like scene I think I've ever seen, where he just like poof and it was gone. Or like where Red Guardian, he saved that little girl and then she just got sucked into the Void. I was like, what is happening right now? Like that was phenomenal. But like then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're gonna do therapy inside the Void and now he's good, and that's the end of the movie, and that was it. And then the fact that they're gonna bring these characters back in Doomsday storyline, so like all of them I believe are gonna be a part of the Doomsday storyline, and I just feel like if they make them the main, like, you know, like what Captain America and Thor are gonna be, it's just not gonna work.
I know, that's what I'm so freaked out about.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
Bob
paranoid
can never
about
live
it.
up to Thor. Like that's just the thing.
No.
Like he just like
apples and pears.
Yeah, exactly.
They're two totally different things. And same with like U.S. Agent is not going to be Captain
apples
America.
And oranges. What's the saying?
I think they mean the same thing.
Okay.
Pears do kind of look like
apples and bananas.
I like to
eat apples and banana.
Cocoa melon.
It's like limes and coconuts.
Got the lime and the coconut.
No, we have not done a good job.
We have not done a good
taking
job.
advantage of this singing thing.
We need to look in the mirror and make that change.
Look at me. Never last for a perfect bride.
No, that's Michael Jackson. That's a Michael Jackson song.
Looking at the man in the mirror. I'm telling him to change his ways.
All right. Final thoughts. What did you think about the movie overall? Would you recommend it? What do you think? What are your final thoughts?
Okay, so Marvel's so tricky because all the storylines are interwoven somehow.
That's what I was going to say.
So would I recommend it? I would probably say watch it before Doomsday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but is
you
it
have
gonna
to.
be? Yeah, is it going to be one of those movies where, like, right now as we're talking about this, I'm thinking, man, I really want to watch Guardians right now. You know?
Yeah.
Am I going to have one of those feelings? No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It's in the same category as Black Widow, in my opinion. It was like an alright movie. You know, it was pretty good. But if you're not planning to watch any, like, big Marvel, any other Marvel movies, honestly, don't watch it. Like, you're probably good where you are.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch Doomsday, watch this. So you just know who the characters are.
Yeah.
From 2008, I believe, is what Iron Man came out with, to, like, I think it was 2019 when like in 2018, 2019, Infinity War and Endgame came out. We had like 11 years of our lives invested in Thanos coming.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting like 4 years in between that high of Infinity War and Endgame to get to Doomsday, where they've done very little as far as building of characters or movies. And then now we're going to get the next ultimate villain without like a whole lot of build up to it.
And
Well,
then
we
Galactus
haven't
is coming at some point.
Okay, so there was something. What were they were talking about at the end, RJ? At the end credits, you said something about. Oh no! It was Fantastic Four. So like, Fantastic Four is something that we haven't watched yet, but I have heard really good things. I've heard very good things about that.
I have not watched it yet,
so,
but I do want to watch it.
Yes,
same.
I've heard really great things. So maybe Fantastic Four will give us a little bit more, but still, I get what you're saying. 11-year build up to Thanos, and then we've got nothing here for Doomsday other than Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doomsday, so.
Which I have mixed emotions about that. We'll see how they tie that into the storyline, because it doesn't make sense to me right now having the same character. Like, is he just going to be an individual character, or are they going to make it tie in with Iron Man in some way? Because if you have like Tom Holland and he sees Robert Downey Jr., are they just going to act like it's not still the same guy? Like, if that's the case, why did they recast him as a different character?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm interested to see if they tie that in at all, or if it's just kind of going to be like, accept the fact that it's a different person. And I'm not going to like that at all either. But ultimately, I think that Marvel is hurting a little bit right now, and they don't have really a direction. And it felt like with the first iteration of phases, they had direction that they were going in, like where you had phase 1, phase 2, and you had like Captain America, and then you had all the Avengers interwoven together, where you had an Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, you had a Guardians 1, 2, and 3, and you had like stories that were also woven together, where you had a Captain America Civil War, where they had Iron Man and Black Widow and all the others in that movie. So it felt like everything had a purpose, and it was part of the one giant story. Now it feels like, okay, who can we come up with? Okay, let's do the Thunderbolts. Well, we haven't done Fantastic Four, redone it in a while, so let's redo it for the third time or the fourth time. It's like, it feels like they've got a lack of direction, and they're trying to grasp at straws, hopefully to find something that hits. And I'm not going to spend tons of money to go hope that it's going to hit in a theater. Like, I'm going to wait and spend the $12 or whatever I spend on Disney Plus to just watch it at home. Because I'm already paying for it. And I just feel like they're directionless right now, and they need to get their act together and come up with one unified story. And maybe that's the case. But last time, it felt like it was, like everybody knew it was coming. And this time, it just feels like there's nobody knows what's going on. So, that's my ultimate view.
Yeah.
All right, any other final thoughts?
Not really, honestly. I think
I
we
didn't
went
like
over everything. I wasn't.
I will never be satisfied.
We didn't even prompt you for that one.
I did it to myself.
I know. And you would have done it even if you didn't have to sing this episode.
Probably.
We have a lot of exciting things coming in the month of September. We are even going to have a guest here in a few weeks that's going to come on and talk about their Disney trip. And so they're going to give us their own trip report. And so we're very excited about that. So we're going to have some cool and exciting episodes. And then just remember that in October, the first week of October, we're going to be doing a live stream. And we definitely need all of you to jump on and just hang out and interact with us, because that would be a ton of fun. The more people we have, the more fun it is. If we don't have anybody, we'll just record a regular episode like we're doing now. If we do have a bunch of people, then it would be very fun to have you guys be a part of that episode for sure. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us. And let us know what you think about the format. If you like having the news at the beginning of the episode, or what you think about that. But definitely, thanks so much for hanging out and listening with us. And now we are not going to switch to the same pre-recorded message we played last week.
No, we're not.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show. Before you go, please don't forget to gather your belongings and head over to our email at carouselpod@gmail.com to ask us your questions. Oh, and wouldn't you believe it? You can now bring the magical sense of vacation right into your home. Check out the Magic Candle Company and use our exclusive link with the code CarouselPod at checkout to get 15% off your order. And don't forget, we're here to help you plan your future Disney trips. Just send us a message at rj@famvia.com. Until next time, we'll see you in a great, big, beautiful week.